your host, Laura Lee.
And Manny MUA.
You guys, we got a real special guest. Most requested guest.
Come on.
No, dude, we literally.
Come on.
To the point where I was like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. Get on the podcast, Desi Perkins.
I was like having babies. I was really busy.
You were.
100%. And we talked about you with the podcast for a long time. But you're like, baby, I'm literally pregnant.
I was like, I'm on bed rest, but like when I'm done,
Yes. I'm coming
on.
And she's here.
Yes. I'm
So
so
it's been in the
honored
works.
too. I like love this podcast.
Oh my God.
Favorite podcast, period. I do really love how I built this too. So you guys are like kind of neck and neck.
Oh.
Wait, is that a podcast, How I Built This?
Yeah. It's like how entrepreneurs built their companies that are like huge now and how
that's
they
so
started.
cool.
It's just really good as a
Entrepreneur
business. Yeah.
yourself.
To like watch that and listen to all the struggles.
Wow.
Because you almost feel sometimes
stories.
alone with that.
I need to write that down or I'll never remember
You
it.
will love it.
And
It
you
has
love
like a
it.
lot of beauty brands on it and just how they started, and it's so good.
How I built this?
Yeah.
Gonna write that down.
Like,
I love
very
your
good.
It's
podcast.
very that.
Very
I
good.
love that.
Okay.
So you guys,
But those are the only two. Like, I love your guys' podcast too. So I was super honored when they asked me.
Oh my God.
and you guys, this has been a long time in the making. Like we have asked before. So
Okay.
don't like be like,
I mean,
after
how
Shayla and
many
after
times-
Katie,
When did you ask?
we asked you before when you were
I don't
pregnant.
feel like we have. I feel like we said, would you come on? And you were like, yes.
I know,
Oh, that's what it was. It
Because
was,
when you
would
guys
you?
asked me, I was like, it's about fucking time.
Yeah. Maybe we just talked about it. Like, would you come
talked
on?
about it.
I was over here just kind of like,
Well, when my... Okay.
You're like this.
So you're going to have all my best friends. Cool.
all right.
Cool.
When the fuck am I coming
we're
on?
smart about it. I had my eye out. I was like, okay, she's having a baby right now, so we'll do these. You know, like I always have my eye out, but then I saw a clearing, and I was like, I feel like she's safe now.
This is the
yeah.
time.
And
I
it was the
couldn't
perfect
ask you-
timing. Perfect
right?
timing.
And I can't ask you right after you have pop out a baby. Like I
no,
cannot ask you.
no,
Come
no,
on.
no. I do not want to be on camera.
Exactly. See, I knew this. So I was like,
I was like nesting.
I'm gonna give
I
this
was
girl. So I think I asked you in like February.
Yeah, you asked me at the perfect time. But I will say, I was
Good.
like,
You're like
side eye.
keeping an eye, keeping an eye out for Selena.
I was like, side eye.
You're like, when's it my turn? When's it
Yeah,
gonna be me?
no, I'm really happy to be here though.
Good. I'm glad.
That makes us.
So then you know the vibe. You know the vibes.
course.
You know it's gonna be Peak and
Of
Pit to
course.
start.
Yes, yes.
And you have them both.
Yeah.
Wow, she's a
I love a prepared woman.
I do Peak and Pit every day with Ocean.
Oh my gosh, you told us this.
Yeah, and he's good at it.
Oh
Wait,
my
that's so
God.
freaking
How old is
cute.
Ocean now?
He's 2 and almost 2.5.
That happened very fast.
Yeah.
And how old is
I'm gagged.
Posey? Carly? I don't know her child. Okay, wait. Let me be honest. There are a lot of babies right now. There are a lot of babies in the industry right now, and there used to be one. I think Ocean was the first industry
Ocean was the
baby.
one.
Wait, I could be offending someone.
You
Ocean
were-
might not be the first.
Oh. No, I thought you meant like my first.
No. I feel like Ocean was like one of the beauty gurus' first babies.
Yeah. I
feel
don't
like
remember. I have a terrible memory.
OG wise, I do feel like that. Was
I do. So like Ocean, I think is a part of all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then a lot of babies came in
Yeah.
after
The other ones
Ocean.
are just like rolling in.
They're rolling in.
rolling in.
We're getting to that age where it is like the rolling in is happening.
And you can ask me most people's children's name, and I don't know. They start to blur.
She was like, what is it? Posey? Carly?
I know it's a Lee. There's a Lee on
a
it.
Lee.
Harley.
Yeah, Harley.
So
Harley.
close. Posey, Harley, same thing.
Just think of like Harley Davidson.
Harley
Period.
Quinn.
Like,
In my head, always go to Harley Quinn.
Yeah. Just
I love it.
Mhm. Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
How's Harley?
She's so good. She's such an angel. Like she really put me through it in pregnancy, but like she's paying for it in how amazing she is.
Sweet, sweet baby.
Yeah, she's a sweet baby.
I remember talking to you about it, and you were like, "Dude, I'm literally bedridden right now."
Yeah.
Like it was like intense.
Yeah, I was I was on bed rest. It was crazy. I was bleeding and I thought I lost the baby. It was the worst day
God.
of my life. I was like, I went into the
How far
bathroom.
along was that in the thing?
I was already at like my last trimester.
Oh my gosh.
I was like,
so like far.
yeah, I was huge. And I wasn't feeling well. My mom's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just like, I'm fine. I just feel really tired. I went to the bathroom and it was like a murder scene. And I blacked out.
100%.
I blacked out. Everything went blurry because I was like so I was so scared.
Shocked.
Mhm.
And everything I saw was blurry. And I just started like, I don't even remember. I think I just started screaming. Like, Steven, I started screaming for Steven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he rushed me to the hospital. It was the scariest hospital ride of all time.
Oh.
And I ended up having what they think maybe I had like a tear or like I don't know. But I basically had to be I was hospitalized twice and then I was on bed rest. And it was just
so a horrible
wild.
pregnancy.
Yeah, it was hard.
That's
it was
so
rough.
scary. Seriously, like that sounds
Super
so
scary.
Especially what you had been through in the past before you had children, and to have children, and then that at the end of the road.
And you're like, Jesus Christ.
After you've been through the pregnancy, you're like,
you're like, please.
I'm like, please.
But now it's honestly, it's all worth it.
No, now it's like pinch me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna be nosy. Baby number 3.
And the most cute, like, I'm good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And like the sweetest, most gentle, and the most loving way.
And that's a mother.
I love my kids, but honestly, pregnancy is so difficult for me, and the journey, and like mentally, and just physically. And after this last pregnancy, I'm like, I'm so blessed and lucky with 2 kids.
2 is amazing.
I don't want to be outnumbered with the 3rd.
Yeah.
It's just,
and it's a boy and a girl. Like it just seems such like a perfect fit. Like family unit, boy and a girl. Just like,
I'm good.
Whenever,
it's a good family unit.
It is. It's great. 4, such a good number.
It's perfect. We're good.
I always thought if I ever wanted to have kids, I would always wanted to, and I wanted it just to be a boy and a girl, and I wanted the girl to be first. That was always like in my vision of what I would want. As I get older, I want them less.
No,
but I want them less and less and less as I get older. But my vision was like, I'm gonna have a boy and a girl. I'm gonna have a girl first. Because I need that. Like, I just need that, like, estrogen. Like, I need the feminine vibes.
Yes.
And then I can have a boy after when my husband, he can be the more manly one.
Okay.
But the girl's for me.
I've always envied your want to be a mother. You're probably like, bitch, don't try it. But I have, because you've always wanted to be a mother.
Yeah,
you've always said you've wanted to be a mother.
That's true.
I've always not wanted to be a mother. So it's very complicated in the way where I've always wrestled with it a lot. And it's always, and now that like I'm at the age that I'm at, I'm always like, okay, it's either shit or get off the pot. Like, it's like either do it or don't.
Right.
So it's like very difficult. If I wish I was just like a normal person who just like wanted children, I'm married.
But why is not having children not normal?
I know it's
like
not normal.
Weird.
If you don't want to have children, that's your normal. Like, who cares?
People make me feel.
I know.
People make me.
It's society that makes you feel psycho.
And they tell me like they're like express their love for their children, which I do get.
Yeah.
Like I get like that love that's just uncomparable to anything, and like you would literally run in front of a train just for your child. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I feel like they want me to experience that because it's such a great feeling. So they're like, I want you to have that in your life and have such a great husband. It's like, why wouldn't you? So I guess that makes me wrestle with it when people come at me with that.
I mean, listen, if you don't want to be a mom or a dad, like, then you don't want to.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't even, it's like your personal choice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like something you have to do. Although I understand the pressures of society, because when I was silently suffering, trying, people were like, give that man a baby. And I was like,
oh, bitch, I've been trying.
I'm trying so hard. And so I understand people just
like that, though,
don't stop. And it's always on the woman too. Like, I'm sure nobody sends us messages.
Always.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody ever said to Tyler, why you have kids?
Why aren't you giving her a baby?
Yes, literally never.
They don't do that.
Exactly. So that's always been like, I don't know. I'm always, if I'm pregnant one day, just pray for me.
I'm gonna pray for you, but I will also cry.
Yeah.
That day I'll be so excited.
Yeah.
Because I already feel like I want to be a gunkle,
I don't even know if I can have kids.
A gunkle.
Honestly, it's very true.
I've never tried to have kids, so I don't even know if I can have kids. So
I think that's everyone's thought.
I do too. And it's something that doesn't bother me because people are like, don't you want to know? Aren't you scared? You're going to run out of time. It's going to be too late. You may not even be able to have kids. And I'm like, I kind of don't care.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also, like, why don't you freeze your eggs or like your embryos? And that way you don't have to stress. And if one day there they are, and like,
I need to have a conversation with people who have done this, because me and Ty actually had that conversation the other day, because we're kind of like shit or get off the pot, but we're like, but what if
the freezing?
I have a lot of friends who are like entrepreneurs, and they don't want to have to like give in to having a baby right now. And so they've done that, and they know that if when the time is right, like, you can have a baby.
We're gonna have that conversation later.
Yeah.
You're like, that is post-pod combo.
Right. Post-pod combo. We'll chat.
I love that. Like, I think that's really, really cool. Like that you have the ability to do that now. Like, you don't have to have it. Like, I feel like for a long time, society was very about like, if you don't have kids young, you're weird.
Or you're not going to have them.
Or you're not going to have them.
Or you're going to lose your chance.
Or like anyone, like, and like, mind you, I know medically it's like, it's more difficult as you do get older, of course, but like they made it sound like if you're having kids after 25, you're like, oh my God, like
they did.
The risk is so crazy.
People just thought 25 was just old to begin with.
They
and I'm
did.
like,
100%. And I feel like I'm the best version of me now.
I feel like millennials have changed that, and I feel like Gen Z has come in and they're like, oh, we're really going to change that. But I feel like millennials, like, we really said, 35, sweetie. 35.
Right.
We want to work. We want to have
35
careers.
is the next 25.
Yeah, it is.
And I couldn't agree more.
It really is. It really, really is. Wow, we jumped in so deep and we did
did
Peaks and
it.
Pits.
I was like, I kept
You're
in the
like,
back
but
of my
wait.
mind thinking like, oh my God, we're off. This is not how it goes down when I watch it, and now I've just thrown it off. We're off
You
schedule.
are killing me.
I like blacked out.
No, the fact I love that you know. You're like, no, we're
like,
off
oh my God.
we're off the train. We need to get back on the train. Okay, what is your peak for the week?
Okay, my peak for the week is such a mommy thing.
That's cute. I love that. You're literally mom.
It's when Ocean met Spider-Man at California Adventure. You guys
I'm gonna
it's so crazy
because he's a Spider-Man boy.
he's a Spidey, and he makes us play Spider-Man with him all day, and he's obsessed, and it's like him meeting his idol. And when I tell you that when I saw Spider-Man walking towards us, his face lit up, and I was holding my phone as if like an icon, like A-list celebrity was there, and I was like shaking, trying to take his picture, and I'm like, oh my God, and you ask your friend to take a picture, and it's like, well, these all suck. It's like phone was like, and his face lit up, and I swear, I wish I could have seen a recording of me while that was happening behind the camera, just like,
it's happening, Ocean. I'm gonna get the shot. I'm gonna get the shot.
And that made my whole week. It was so good.
You know that's like a core memory for him.
Core memory for me too.
Yep.
I was like so excited.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that when he's 35.
Yeah.
Like, when you met Spider-Man,
When you met
did you record it at all, or was it more
I
like just
did.
photo?
And that's where I was torn, because I was like, do I record a video? Do I take a picture? And so I was like taking a video really quick. And then I was like, oh my God, let me get a quick picture. And my pictures all sucked because I was just so excited.
Wow.
Like you're excited for him.
Yeah, I was happy.
Like his
for him.
excitements are your excitements.
And now he's just telling everybody like, I met Spider-Man. And
An
actually,
icon.
Yeah, an icon. It's really good.
He's like, I'm a Spidey. Like I'm little Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so cute because I saw him in his little outfit on your stories, and I was like,
yeah. We've reached Spider-Man era, like underwear, socks, everything.
Oh, I
Spider-Man.
love that.
I was in that. I was in Spider-Man era, and then I was in Barney era as well.
I was Barbie and Polly Pocket.
Oh, I loved Polly Pocket.
Polly Pocket I was heavy into. And then I love my Barbies. Like I played Barbies a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to play with Barbies, but I couldn't.
Well, that's too damn bad.
That's too damn bad.
You keep on digging.
Here's your shovel.
And I was like, but I don't want to play with the football. I want to play with Barbies. And my
It's
parents
so
are like,
funny because like I have Barbies, and Ocean will like grab them and play with them, and like I don't even think twice about it. I'm just like,
Totally.
It's a toy.
you know, it's a toy.
Yeah, have fun.
But yeah, that was my peak. It was
Oh, I love
epic.
that. That's special.
I
What's
love
your
that. Mine
peak?
was,
better be better than that. Better than
You
your
better
child
bring it.
meeting his
Mommy.
idol.
Better bring
no,
it.
honestly, what I actually did have a really fun peak because I went down to San Diego last weekend, and I went down for my mom's birthday. So she just turned 51. Shout out to my mom.
She's
The
so
freaking
young.
coolest
Happy
ever.
birthday,
Wow.
Greg.
Young. I'm so grateful that she did have me.
Young parents.
Very young parents. I'm like literally about to be 32. And so we actually went to the Wild Animal Park in San Diego,
Oh,
which I hadn't
cute.
been in like 15 years.
I've never been
Like
there.
the zoo?
So it's like, so there's two parks in San Diego. There's the zoo and then there's the
Okay.
Wild Animal Park or
I
Safari
don't think
Park.
I've been to that one.
Dude, it's literally insane because it's the one where you go like, there's a tram that takes you through like the safari. So there's like
Ooh.
acres and acres of land and the animals are just like there. There's like giraffes, there's rhinos, and you go through like the experience. So they're not in
I
like,
want to do this, by the way, because it looks so cool. You need
it's
to take the kiddos.
insane.
Yeah.
I was literally shocked 'cause I haven't been, and also like because now I'm at the point in my life where I can actually like help pay for things. So I'm like, okay, mom, let's do like the actual like tour where they can like literally take you through the park in it, and like you can be right next to like the animals. And so
Yeah.
we did that, and it was just so cool because I went with my brothers and us all being with my mom. Like that's all she ever wants, like for a relationship, like us all to be together and just
yeah.
like kind of have a
Yeah.
moment. So it was really cool. I got to see all my family. I haven't been to San Diego in a few months, so it was.
I feel like
just
your
really
mom's
fun.
always her number one request on any of her birthdays. She wants all three of her kids together.
Yeah,
like
that's
that
what it
is
is.
all she asks of them. She
She's like, we can do
wants
anything,
the
just us
boys
three.
together.
I think my mom's asking one of us to leave.
That's also what my mom would ask. She'd be like, "I only want one of you there."
Literally all at her,
This
at
week
her
I
house
only fuck
every
with
day.
one of
She's
y'all.
like, can you guys just give me a fucking break? I literally
see, she's like, she was when she was living here, it wasn't like as like that, but now that she lives in San Diego and like me and Nick don't see her as often and Aaron's there, she's like, wait, I want us all to be
Yeah,
together. Like
she
she
wants the
misses
babies
that like
together.
camaraderie.
That's gonna be me. I
Yeah.
want to
For
be
sure.
I want my family
Yeah.
together every single day.
all,
Like,
at
all
all
the time.
times. Trust me,
She's
Aaron
the same
moved off
way.
to college. By the way, you're going to be fucked if your kids move off to college. It is horrible. Horrible. Aaron, I'm like,
I don't even want to think about dropping him off at preschool. Are you
Oh my
kidding?
God.
wait,
Like
so they don't want to
college?
even talk to you ananymore because
No.
cool friends in college and boyfriends
You're
are
like,
way
but you're,
cooler.
but I'm your mommy. You're gonna always want to
Everyone
talk to
says
me.
like all these moms
Devastating.
tell me it's gonna go from mommy to mom to bruh,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like,
It would never happen.
no. No, it's already happening.
No, never. Erin did say, she was like, there's one kid at college and he's so weird. I don't vibe with him. His mom comes and stays with him. And I was like, oh my God.
So that's a little strange, though.
You're like, don't
stay with Erin in her dorm.
Noted.
Scratch deleting the text to ask, can I come stay? Okay, yeah, that's weird.
Like sometimes I wish that in the future, like my kids think I'm cool, but I know that's not going to be the case. Because like I could be the coolest person and they'd still be like, whatever.
I'm literally the coolest person. I'm a fucking loser to these kids.
Well, like right now, I'm still kind of cool to my friends' kids because they're like, you're on YouTube.
Oh, for sure.
You do TikToks. Oh my God. But like once they get a little older, they're going to realize like, oh, I'm not that cool.
Yep. And it's devastating.
I like it. Like I remember like when I would go back to my like brothers, like Aaron, especially when he was like graduating, and I went back and I was already like a full blown YouTuber, and all his like friends were like, "Oh my God, like that's Manny," and I'm like, I felt so fucking cool. I'd be like,
nothing makes you feel cooler than when the little kids.
No, it's true. I'm like, you know who I am? You guys are
they
crazy.
hold so much power over.
I'm like, wait, you like
the
me?
chokehold?
I felt so fucking like.
Kids have on it.
I felt so sickening. And I was like, yeah, of course I'll take a photo with you.
Right.
Sure.
Laura?
Peak.
My peak. Mine's a plug. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to sell my
Come on,
stuff. I'm trying to sell my stuff. I'm just kidding.
Are we plugging
But it
here?
really
Can I
is
plug?
lucky a plug. So Kristen Dominique texted me the other day and she goes, by the way, like the CEO of Shopify listed mine and your and a few other beauty brands as like a leading beauty brand on Shopify for creators. It's very specific. It's like leading brand for creators on Shopify. But I mean, they're in beauty. Oh, damn.
No, it was like,
It was
boom,
real specific.
It was niche.
Okay, it was real specific. I was noticing when I was reading.
Beauty is like a big category.
Also, beauty is a massive category, especially for also Shopify is a massive platform.
Exactly.
And that carries a ton of brands. So listen, I'm going to take my win whenever I can get a win.
You always got to take the win.
A W is a W, a win is a win. And so we're going to take it. So that was iconic. And I was like, wow, you know, it's like cool that they even know that you're like there. You know?
Because if you're not doing well,
they wouldn't have you on there.
You wouldn't be on that list.
Damn sure wouldn't be on. If you ain't selling nothing, you ain't on the list.
And it always gives you that little pep because it's so much work. And it's like you want to know that it's for something and to get that recognition.
I'm like, give me some crumbs.
Any recognition, you're just like, thank you.
That was me. I was literally, it felt like Beyonce had announced me at the Grammys. But, you know, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that. And then we just had a launch at minimla.com. Our spring launch, we just launched some boutique clothes and some new stuff. So if you guys want to check it out, it'll be linked down below.
Period.
I like the voice that you say that in.
It's like,
so if you guys want to check it out,
very sensual.
Down below. It's that commercial radio. Really sexy, like enticing.
Maybe it'll work.
Like,
maybe someone will go over there.
And then like the syllables are elongated.
DesiSkin.com.
We were gonna plug you, Desi. We have it on the board. It's there, Desi. We're gonna plug you later.
Okay. Oh yeah, it says on the board. Okay, plug.
Plug Desi.
Plug Desi's
The plug.
stuff.
We got it there.
That's how I feel with reviews too. Like whenever someone like reviews my products and the reviews really well, I'm like, it was all worth it.
Right.
It was worth the like
that does feel good.
the like literal endless nights of sending back and forth samples.
Yeah.
You know what I love
worth it.
about our community though, because we've been a part of this community in LA, kind of more so specifically for a long time, and I feel like everybody kind of makes sure and supports one another. And like you don't see that through other industries. You can talk shit about beauty, but like go look at our IG stories.
Right.
Every one of us are constantly plugging one another and keeping our not necessarily keeping our brands alive, but like appreciating the hard work and small business and entrepreneurs that us each are, you know?
And it's like we all came up together, so we're proud of each other and we know how much hard work goes into it. And it's like there's times where I'm so like overwhelmed, but I'm like, oh my God, I have to make sure to support and post these. Like I have a specific pile for all my friends' brands and I'm like, that's my priority.
My friends' brands
100%.
come to my house. Every other brand goes to my warehouse.
Yeah.
And that
makes a
because I don't want to miss anything. If it comes up here, I'll probably never see it. But my friends' brands, I'm like, ship it to my house. I'll give you my home address so I can make sure I'm post because it means more.
It does, yeah.
It does.
It does.
I would rather you like show support to me publicly than buy my stuff, to be honest.
Literally.
I'm like, I like you like support me.
I mean, like yeah,
way.
you buying my stuff is like the power of buying your stuff is one sale, but like the power of you sharing is multiple sales.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's nice.
We got to put in that next PO, honey.
Girls,
we got to put in that PO.
thank you guys for sharing and tagging.
And then when you have multiple brands, you have multiple POs. You need to put that money
Baby,
up
that
front.
PO's
that
real.
part, right there.
It
PO is a
hurts.
product order.
Yeah.
Tell them what a PO is.
A PO is a product order. You usually have to place it when like this is the amount that you're gonna have to pay to get your product to come to you. A lot of the times it's like half up front, half after you get the product. That's
So
what it
it's
is,
like
a
all
product
this
order.
investment. You don't see anything until it's like
Until
you're
it
making
launches.
And most of the time, POs run about 6 digits, which is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars out of our own pockets.
Yeah.
So that's whenever she says PO, she's talking hundreds of thousands of dollars
Paying
shelling
yourself.
out to invest into her brand, our brands, the brand.
So it's really
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. So
It's
when you have
hardcore.
multiple
Big
product
deal.
launches, multiple brands, multiple this, it's like all these POs, and you just feel it's so much stress.
I literally
scary.
It's scary
freak
because
out.
it's like you're betting all this on you don't even
the
know
chance.
what if it doesn't
betting
sell.
hundreds of thousands of dollars on yourself, and if it doesn't sell, which I've had products that didn't do as hot as I
Yeah.
hope they did. I've had products that do better than I hope they did.
Right.
But you win, you lose some. But it's overall, it's terrifying.
It really
Terrifying.
is. My next launch, I literally is the biggest, most amount of SKUs I've ever launched, and I'm so freaked out about it because even
I will
naming
make sure
things. I
that
love you.
post
I love
that.
you. But it's like I've never had to keep track of SKUs, which is like that was hard for me to like for the naming process, like naming everything from like naming it from the PO placements to like getting everything in for every product shot that you have to do. I'm like, damn, I've never had to do it like this many before,
Yeah.
which is hard. Like all that stuff like goes into account, and I'm like, this is hard stuff.
Yeah.
This shit's rough.
It is.
Pit.
I threw us
After.
off. We're off again.
No, we're not. That's what it is. We trail on the podcast, and that's literally what the podcast is about.
Okay, so my pit, it's like, oh, I didn't want to say this, but then I'm also like, oh, that's kind of my pit. But I've just been having like a lot of family health things going on this week. And in the last month, but it's been like back to back with people really
my
close to
God.
me. And it's like given me so much anxiety. I haven't had anxiety in so long. And I'm just
Wow.
like, instantly, I'm like, oh my gosh, randomly, I can't breathe. Even thinking
like
about
out of
it.
breath.
And it's like, yeah, so it's been really tough.
I feel like with health stuff, it becomes so out of our hands that you feel so helpless.
So helpless.
health
There's
stuff.
nothing you can do. And I think that's why it's like the anxiety
It's
kicked
horrible. It's horrible.
in. So I'm just like, I think it's taking a toll on my week.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you can have, I was telling Steven, I'm like, I feel like we're having so many highs and so many lows at the same time that it's throwing me off. I'm
Yeah.
because I'm so happy and I'm so happy in my life. And then it's like all of these things just constantly like,
you get hit.
yeah.
You get hit with. That's horrible. I'm so,
So yeah,
sorry
that's
to
my
hear
like
that.
major.
Health stuff is literally like the most like I get the most freaked out with that. Like
It's
that's the
also
most, I'm
awful
like,
whenever your family members start to get older.
Yeah.
You know, like that is just horrible.
That's why I like birthdays in general. Like, because the thing is, like, I think that's part of the reasons like I don't even like celebrating my birthday myself because I know if I'm getting older, everyone else is getting older, and that freaks me out.
Yeah.
Because I almost feel like I'm in this weird like time capsule. I'm like, oh wait, it's not just that I'm getting older; everyone's getting older,
Right.
and I'm like, whoa. It takes me like out of it, and I'm like, fuck, I don't want. I get so freaked out. Like
Yeah,
I'm
you
like
don't
that
wanna
with
think
my.
about it.
I don't want to think about it. Like even like with Zaya, like my dog, she's 6, and I'm like, how did you turn 6? I've had you
was
for
just a
5.
puppy.
You're just a puppy. Like what do you mean you're turning 6?
Literally.
She's turning 7 this year, and I'm like, that's literally crazy. And I think about it, and like I get emotional even thinking about her passing. Like
Yeah.
I freak out because she's only my only dog, and I don't have.
I told him
any
he needs
other
to get a
races.
second dog.
And just to like offset
He
like
needs
the
to get a
pressure.
dog.
Having 2 dogs is nice.
Yeah.
The problem is that because it's just me, I have a harder time because I'm like, okay, that means like I have to, let's say, get a sitter for 2 dogs, and
But
I have
it'd
to
be
like.
the
But when they're
Same.
little, it's the same.
Yeah, it's
like
the
if you had
same.
the only time it gets really crazy is when you get a big dog. Then it's like that is.
Oh, that's a completely different story.
that's a whole other
But
journey.
Got it.
like having 2 small dogs.
Imagine if you got another mini golden doodle.
Yeah, it's literally the same. It doesn't really
It's not
change
gonna be
much,
more
especially
work.
when they're so small.
I'm also scared like I wouldn't love it as much as I love her.
You'll love it just as much. I feel like with my
There's-
animals,
yeah.
I love them all different, but the love is just as strong.
Yeah.
But it's a different type of love because their personalities are so different. You have to love them differently.
Yeah, that's true. So different.
That's why I feel I'm always like-
see me. It's like I personally like Harper. I don't think I'll ever like. And I
know
hate
that
to
was-
say
I
that,
know
but
that was
like
a
that was
doozy.
my soul puppy, and
Yes.
so
I
like
know.
for me, there's just something that I'll always have. That's like I
Is
don't
that
think
where
I'll
Harley
ever
got
have.
her name?
Not necessarily got her name from Harper, but after when my mom suggested, my mom actually came up with the name Harley.
Oh, I love that.
And then I was kind of going through all these. I never thought I'd have a girl, so I didn't
Really?
ever think of a name. And then Ocean, then we went down the list and he really liked Harley. And then I realized like, oh my gosh, Harley Perkins, like Harper, Harley.
It just phonetically, it's so similar.
It kind of just reminded me. And then, I felt like sometimes I like to think that like she's there always.
She lives on.
Yeah, she lives on and she's like always around to protect Harley. That's what I like to think. It's my story.
And that doesn't hurt anything thinking that.
Yeah.
I love that. No, I literally love that. Like I even when I watch your stories during that situation, I was like bawling.
I've lost
personally.
animals.
I was bawling.
I can't even talk about it right now.
That's why I didn't want to
cried today. I've already cried today.
Listen, that's why I didn't want to bring it up. I'm like, it's so like anything deep because it's so hard. But then I'm also like, oh, that's my pit. So
yeah, no, I totally understand. Okay, we'll pivot. My pit's so light. My pit is so light.
Let's get a light. Let's get like a gym.
That's what it is. That's what it is. The guy I went on a date with. No. Like the guy I went on a date with last week. We had an amazing date.
Mm-hmm.
However,
there's always a however.
He's just like not a good texter, not a good communicator, which that's like one of my biggest pet peeves.
I was just about to say, I was like, that will get you.
Because that will get me good. Because the thing is, like, I understand being busy, trust and believe. I understand. I'm busy as fuck too. But a couple texts throughout the day, I feel like is like bare minimum. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying text me all day. I'm not. Because I'm like, yo, if you honestly, if you text me too much, that's weird too. Like, I need it to be like a good cadence where
What's
it's like.
What's your sweet spot?
At least like let's say when we're talking like a good couple texts back and forth and like, hey, I'm gonna go do something, great work, and then text me 5 hours later, we can talk about something else, great, that's good to me. I don't need it to be all day every day. I just need it to be a constant communication, but not too often. He's just not a good communicator. I know that sounds like so crazy. That's like
you guys take notes.
I sound like a fucking psychopath, dude. Literally.
So in 5 hours.
5 hour mark. No, it's not even that. I'm just saying like it doesn't need to be constant for me to still enjoy it. You can just feel it.
You can feel the beats.
Feel it.
You can feel the beats as you're texting, and you can feel when it's somebody's being difficult to communicate with.
It's a little dry.
Yeah.
You feel when it's dry.
Yes, and I feel like it's a little dry, and like we had an amazing day, and he like even when we do text, he like reassures me so intensely that it's like he always says like, hey handsome, hey beautiful, like all those things, and I'm like, okay, like that's fun. I really enjoy that. Like I feel like it's stroking my ego. But now I'm like, well, fuck me, because he's busy as fuck and I'm busy as fuck. So I'm like, when are we gonna see each other? When we're both busy.
Do you have a second date plan?
So it was going to be potentially on Thursday, but now I'm going to the GLAAD Awards.
So now you're flaking.
Oh, so you're the flake.
See, it wasn't even like, it's not that I'm flaking. He's just free on Thursday. And I was like, by the way, I have the GLAAD Awards on Thursday.
Oh,
so he's like, oh, that's the one day I'm free this week. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm free on Sunday now and tomorrow night. Those are the only 2 nights I had free.
Yeah.
And he was busy. So I'm like, okay, so then like, how does that work? Like when you're 2 grown-ass adults that are 2 busy people, how do we make it work when it's like things that are for work and things that you have to do?
Yo.
But like also making time to see someone.
You have so much gray hair. It's
crazy.
Insane.
I'm literally salt and pepper.
I'm all gray.
Are you just noticing it now?
I'm full gray. I dyed my hair this morning.
Honestly, because we had this conversation before. After having this baby, I am shook as to like
really
the things that have been happening. Yeah,
really, grays creeping in, girl.
The grays are not.
I'm all gray.
They are like
storming.
They're swarming. They're taking over. I like first started to like tweeze a couple here and there, and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm past.
You're gonna be bald.
You can't tweeze.
Trust me, I got some baby hairs. I trim off
all my hair here,
gray, and they go pew, and they're white. So I cut them off, but. At this point,
why do my gray hairs shoot out more than my black hairs?
Because they're more wiry. They have a different texture.
They do. 1,000,000%.
It changes like the texture of your hair completely.
Sure does.
So what do I do about them?
I combine box dye, baby. Or you're gonna be in the salon every two to 3 weeks. The problem is we have dark roots, all of us, so they contrast so badly. If my hair was blonde, I wouldn't have to deal with it. I'm so sorry. Can we go back to your date?
No, I know. Like that's my pit too. It's funny because I was literally in the mirror. I was in the mirror today and I was looking, and I'm not like, the fact that you said it shook me because I was literally in the mirror when I parked here and I'm looking, I'm like, damn, I got some grays on my head right now, like hella. And then so you're saying, I'm like, damn, I really got some grays for real. But yeah, she's like, yeah. I do. It's very salt and pepper.
Gray. I'm more salt than anything.
It's all the wisdom, guys. It's all the wisdom.
I'm sure.
Shooting through.
I'm sure. And the
I
audience is
will box die, I think.
Right.
Potentially. I just want to try it. I've never tried it before.
I mean, honestly, you're a dude, so unfortunately society loves, fortunately for you, unfortunately for us, but like for you, they love a salt and pepper moment. It's sexy. It's salt.
I was about to say, it's kind of hot in the grays.
Yeah.
I would ride them out.
I wouldn't call that a pit.
It's not my pit. I mean, honestly, like, it is what it is. Like,
as a man, I would ride that out.
Right. Same. Like, Steven has grays, and I'm like, oh, they're so sexy. Like, when I look at his grays, I'm like, that,
or even their crow's feet, I'm like, ooh.
It symbolizes like everything and all the chapters of life we've been through together. Wow. And like, that's literally, I look at it and I think that.
Yeah.
How many years have y'all been together?
It's going on 16.
Me and Ty have been together for 14 years.
Y'all are literally like iconic, both of you.
We really, I'm like so happy that my mom forced us back together.
Oh, no way.
Oh my God,
I was done with him.
Your mom loved him.
She did.
Wait, when did that happen?
Like, he was a player when I first met him. Oh my gosh.
Of course he was.
Yeah.
Were you in college or high school?
It was, we were in college. I would say like I met him my senior year in high school, and then we started dating like the summer after.
Me and Ty dated when we were about to graduate high school.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. And let me tell you, he was like the ultimate fuckboy. Yeah. No, he did it. He was the only guy who's ever really truly hurt me. Like, I never, and now he is the father of your children. Amazing.
Literally.
Of course.
But like, yeah, no, I didn't
know that.
I had to come back into the relationship and reset my boundaries as to like, I'm the fucking boss now. You are not going to do this shit to me. Because he really like
hurt
you. 16 years later.
He hurt me.
Wow.
And we were young. I don't even hold it against him.
Of course not.
I made him pay for like a lot of years.
Very
and then finally I was like, I can laugh about it now. We joke about it now. Like, when I look back, I'm like, oh my God, he was 19. Like,
you're like, damn. I was like, wasn't that bad?
You know what I mean? Like,
I hurt Ty. I wasn't a fuck boy though. I was a wreck. I hurt Ty though, and he got me together because as soon as like he didn't want to be with me anymore, I was like, wait.
See, that's what happens.
I can't.
That's exactly.
Wait, I do like you though.
I was like, wait.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah. I was like, no, I'm done. He started borderline stalking me.
Wow.
And he was like bribing my brothers. Like, he would take them to the movies and like buy them toys. Yeah.
He was getting close with the fam.
Right.
It was though, because your mom is the one that convinced you to get back together.
I started dating a new guy, and like this guy was like, why is your ex taking your brothers out to the movies? Like, I don't get it. And I was like, don't ask me. I don't run this. Like, I don't even see him.
Wow.
And I told my mom, I want you to meet this new guy. And she's like, I'm busy. I just invited Steven over for dinner on Thursday. And I was like, I haven't been with him for like 6 months. Like, I don't talk to him. And she's like, I don't know what it has to do with me.
I love her. She's like, well, and what does that to do with me?
And he's coming to
she
dinner.
goes, I like him, and I invited him as my friend. And I was like,
you're kidding.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never knew that. How funny.
And so did you stop talking to that guy?
So then things were kind of rocky with that other guy anyways.
Right.
Like, he was a rebound, you know?
Totally.
He was like my Pete Davidson.
Okay.
Guy with
Everybody
tattoos.
needs a little
We all
Pete
need a
Davidson.
Pete.
Really emotionally like clingy, you know?
Yes.
Like, just what you need after you've been like kind of hurt.
Yes.
Hope he doesn't watch this, but
I'm sure he watches full coverage.
I doubt it.
I'm sure he watches.
And no, so Steven came over that night, and then, oh my God, I hope my mom's not watching this.
Right, like
Mom,
this part.
don't
I always have to deal with my mom. I'm
So
like,
he comes
Mom,
over
listen.
for dinner that night. I haven't ever told this.
Ooh.
And, I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but like at the time, like my whole family's there. He comes in, and I'm like rolling my eyes, and he comes in like he was a lifeguard, and he would also teach babies how to swim.
Wow.
Oh my God, how endearing. Are you kidding me?
Christ.
That's so sweet.
And like he came in those little red shorts and no shirt. Like, he just came off his shift, you know. That's very much him. Like,
You
we
blacked
lived
out,
by the
didn't
beach.
you?
It was like, anyways, he had all of a sudden all these abs that I guess the breakup made him start working out. And I was like, what the heck? He hugged me, and I swear to God, there was a spark that I was like, ooh.
You felt it down there.
Yeah.
A spark down there. Your
like,
kitty was purring.
I was like, oh. And then we ended up going downstairs in the bathroom. While my
Stop. You're lying. Stop. You're lying.
That's what I want to hear. You felt a heartbeat down there.
When you feel the heartbeat, you know it's time.
You know it's real.
Oh my God.
You know it's real when you hear you feel a vagina
I love
heartbeat.
that.
And that was the end of it.
Wow.
And then the rest is literally
16
history.
years later.
16 years later, here we are.
Wow.
I'm gagged.
kids.
I'm so envious that straight
Damn.
people can just like have sex whenever. That's so cool.
Honestly, he tells me that all the time. He's like, "You're so lucky. You have a hole that's ready to go at any time."
What do you mean?
I have to like prepare, like with gay relationships. If you're gonna have sex, like anal, then you have to like be more prepared. You have to be thoughtful. Like, there's shit up there. Like, gotta make sure that there's not things going on. Yeah,
I didn't either. I just have a ton of gay friends, and they talk about all the time. Like they can't even eat certain things that day.
If I know that I'm gonna hook up,
I guess it makes sense. I just didn't think about it.
I want to prepare myself.
We're ready to go. But technically,
with females,
there's no
you can
preparation. There's not much preparation. Just kind of is what it is. Yeah.
Or just deal with the consequences.
True.
Wait, what are consequences?
Like, you just do it, and then you deal with the consequences.
And then whatever comes after. Yeah.
Oh my God. Or potential pregnancy.
There's a lot of things.
Well, there is a lot of things too. Like, it's still spooky. It can be.
But we can technically do whatever, whenever
you want.
Yours
which is
like
very cool.
3-day notice, please.
Yeah. And what like the idea of like walking in, you're like, I'm gonna throw you on the table and just
that's
fuck
what
you.
he wants.
That like would never happen to me.
I never thought about that.
Like, I'd be like, do you want to
learning something new?
I'd be like, you want to have sex? Okay, hold on. Give me 20 minutes. It's very that.
Wow.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's how it went down.
Wow.
And we got back together. And
that was a really cute story.
Yeah. I thought it's cute, right?
It's very
I love it.
It's a
Are you
very
kidding
cute
me?
story. It's very real.
It's, yeah.
I love that everyone was there and you're just like, let's go downstairs.
And it was just like, it was like this
A spark.
intense spark.
Wow.
Damn, walking in with little red shorts
That's hot.
and abs, like,
That's
come on.
hot.
He did it on purpose. Like, he
That's
knew what he was doing. He knew what he was
Absolutely.
doing. He knew that he had been working out. And I was like,
But it was worth it.
and then I had to go and break up with that guy.
Oh, there we go. And you're like, fuck, man, I did that shit too.
I forgot completely about him, by
This
the
poor
way.
other guy.
I forgot he was even there.
I know.
God,
So honestly, like, I knew he was my rebound. I knew it wasn't
Yeah.
anything serious, but I do feel bad about that.
But you knew Steven was like low key the one.
I didn't though. I didn't know he was the one, but in that moment he was the one for that moment.
And still is.
That's
And
so
now-
cute.
And now
He's still the one.
he still is.
He's still the one. Still
the one I want
to.
I feel
what's
like this
it?
is how we talk, by the way. This is literally what we do.
I forgot we were rolling.
I know. In case you want to know what goes on behind
Have you
the
even
scenes.
done your pit yet?
Just your fit. No.
Oh
It's
my
okay.
god.
It hasn't
Okay.
happened yet.
My pit doesn't even have to do with me. So it has to do with my sister. She's so funny because we call and text each other every day, which is great because we're like rebuilding our relationship when we haven't had in forever. Like we've had zero relationship for years and years and years. And now we're like rebuilding, which is interesting. It's an interesting journey, but it's a good journey because now that our mom is gone, it's nice to at least have a sister.
Totally.
You know?
Right.
I'm like, give me something.
Some family, some
Please,
semblance,
like, give
yes.
me some family. So it's nice to have her. Anyway, she texts me every day and she's literally so funny. She reminds me of me. I'm like, I'm so funny. But no, she's just like a funny person. And so she's found this new love for dogs, which is interesting. She's never been a dog person. She's a dog groomer now. And she got this new puppy and which this is a strange story. She was like, I was playing with it and it got a little crazy and I put the raw hide dog chew in my mouth and was like, it was like the dog came and like pulled on it and I'm like, first of all, why? And she said the dog pulled it and ripped half my front tooth out. And I was like, why would you put it in your mouth?
She really is a dog
She
person now.
really is a dog
Maybe
person.
she wasn't a dog person, so she's like, oh, she doesn't know that you shouldn't really do that.
Honestly, but she said
Especially because
Hey, cool.
like you know food with dogs.
Yes.
like
Oh well, yeah. I wouldn't
she
even
missing
think
a
about
tooth?
that. I would think about like
half her front tooth, she said went like a massive chip. And she said immediately when it happened, she goes, why did I put a raw hide? It like woke her up.
Like-
She was like, wait, what was I
now she's gonna have to go to the dentist and tell them that.
Literally.
That's the worst part. Is you're gonna have to
I-
repeat like
I was
did that.
wrestling with my dog and their raw hide, and I put it in my mouth. So she said she like snapped out of it when it happened because she was in shock, and then she was
Oh
like,
my God.
"What the fuck was I doing?"
She wasn't like bliss. She wasn't like that like puppy bliss where you're just like,
She was just
I'm just like,
playing.
I'm
You know
just
how you
playing
get
around.
so obsessed with your animals
Yes.
too? You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You do
Probably
weird shit like you don't care.
Oh, I literally roll my cats over and stick my face in their belly and just kiss all over
Right.
them.
Yeah.
Like I just love them. They're
can't get
mine.
enough.
They're mine.
Yeah,
you know.
no. It's not that weird.
Okay.
It's not.
So she's missing.
But the idea of it's haunting.
If somebody's like, what happened to your tooth? Well, she needs to come up with another story.
I got punched. I got jumped.
Well, I just like fell and
yeah, knocked down my friend. I
literally
laughing.
would die laughing.
I mean, I was like, bitch, I'm sorry, that sucks. But honestly,
but inside you were like cackling.
At least she's coming through with a good story for you.
She has more good stories than anyone on this earth. Okay,
but and honestly, it got to full coverage.
And it made it on full coverage.
See, my brothers just like they just text me with like problems.
I love your brothers though. Your brothers are the funniest people ever.
They are, but they're a lot of work though.
How many brothers do you have?
3.
And you're the youngest?
Oh, I thought it was 2.
I'm the middle. Me and Marky are the middle.
Are you
and
good?
then I have an older and a younger.
Wow.
Damn.
And I feel like I'm all their mothers. So
I bet.
I'm sure your mom's so grateful to have you.
I mean, I see my family we are together every day.
That's
I tell my mom
awesome.
she has a roach problem at her house because like all my brothers.
all 3 of them there?
roaches.
Yeah.
Are all 3 of them there?
2 of them.
Oh, that's
Marky's
awesome.
like married and doing his own thing.
Oh,
Yeah, love it.
okay,
So he's
that's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, he's happy and
they're all in like an
independent.
LA area-ish.
yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so
to have like all your
cute.
family.
But it's
there.
nice. I love it. So
Oh, I bet. It's so
and then
amazing.
it's like Ocean gets to see his uncles every day, so he's like always playing with
Isn't
them.
that the best?
It's the best to see them hanging out. I just love it. So it's good. He gets to see so much family every day. He's constantly with us.
Wow.
And I love it
Where's
too 'cause it's
Steven's
also-
family? Sorry, you go.
Oh, no,
You
you're
go.
good.
They're not far. His mom was at our house yesterday. His mom and grandmother live like in the South Bay area where we met. They still live there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Nice.
it's not far.
Everybody's in California.
We're all here.
I love that. That's awesome.
I love that. It's like me. Like
What were
I'm
you gonna
like
ask?
all my family's in San Diego. I don't remember.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I completely like lost it. I was like, it's totally fine. It's whatever.
Okay, now we finally can ask Desi some questions. Sorry, an
Now
hour
that we have
into the
gotten-
episode.
no, literally, as
they
we've
love a
gone
long
through.
episode, though.
Yeah.
They
I
do,
knew
and
this
honestly,
was
they
going to be a
insist.
long one, though. I knew it was going
They
to be a long one.
insist.
Okay,
We go to dinner for like hours when we.
Oh my god! Remember we all went to dinner?
That was nice. It was like a senior citizen dinner. Thank God it was because we stayed till like closing.
They kicked us out, and
Yeah.
they literally said, if you don't get your car out of the parking
We
lot.
went to like a senior citizen
Oh my God,
and then we
you're
ended
so
up, and then we were in the
fucking
parking lot talking for like another hour.
It was me, you, Katie, and Manny.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was so fun.
That was good.
We do. We always have a lot to cover whenever we
and
get
like
together.
the tea that was spilt.
The tea is always spilled. I'm
It's
like,
scalding.
what else? What else do we have? Give me some excitement.
You're like, what's
somebody's
going
going
on?
We need to do that again soon. I just went to lunch
Yeah.
with Katie the other day, and me and her
Yeah.
let it all out. And
It's
Let
so
loose.
nice.
it is nice. It's nice because like you guys kind of do the same thing we do, and there's a lot in common.
Yeah.
And so it's good to have that connect.
It's also nice to see like you guys have such a good, strong friendship.
Yeah.
Especially like
is.
me and Laura have had such a strong friendship for
And
so
there's
long.
not a lot of them.
There's not.
I told Katie, I was like, the only reason I made you the godmother is that so you could never leave me.
No, and also at dinner, we came to realize that we are the same.
Oh, yeah.
And Laura and Katie are the
Oh,
same.
we did.
We are same. We're like competitive and like we're like you're never gonna leave us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we're jealous.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
we're like, oh,
Yep.
you're hanging out with someone else?
That's weird.
Not me.
Yep.
That's strange.
That's this right here. That's this right here.
No, literally, it's so funny. I'm like, and then you guys just so like, yeah, what's
Whatever.
up? Like so chill and like
We're
laid
just
back.
riding the wave.
It's good to have like a high strong one.
You
And,
need
like,
to
a
have that
chill.
balance.
You
Like,
Yes.
and I'm
Maybe
sure
that's
like
how we
that's why it
last.
works because
Yeah.
you balance each other so good.
We
Mhm.
blasted. That's how you laugh.
And she loves when I get like a little jealous, I think.
oh, I
deep
wouldn't
down.
have it any
Deep
other
down,
way.
a little
Yeah.
bit. You know,
I want
like
the jealousy.
Yeah.
Be jealous.
Because it's also like you know I really care for you.
Yes.
For reals.
Exactly.
If I'm a little like,
I'm like, are you gonna fight for this friendship, or are you just gonna let me hang out with this bitch?
no, but honestly, do you know what's funny? It's like it had got to the point though. When because like it was like all like it's essentially it is like kind of a joke. It's like a running joke. It's
It
like who
is.
you hanging out with, but it's still like a little bit of funny, like serious in it,
Right.
but it's not really.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, actually, I want you to have friendships with a lot of people. Like that makes me happy when you do that.
Yeah.
I remember it got weird when people were sending you fucking messages when you had went on a trip with girls.
Oh,
I went
It got so
I
weird.
remember
I went with
this.
like Karen and Val and like
It's always
a couple
so
of the
funny how
girls.
like if people don't see you online with somebody, like people think Katie and I are beefing every day.
if y'all ain't post that week.
And it's funny because Katie and I mean, we talk every day for at least an hour on FaceTime. We're
Mhm.
always texting. We're always together. And when we are together, we don't like
Share.
we don't share because we're so tired and we just want to be together.
It's
Like,
That's
real.
literally us.
and I think that's what happens when like you own brands because people are like, oh, I miss the old days. And I'm like, well, the old days we were just creating content and that was like content and
a
it was
part
Yes.
fun.
of it.
totally different.
And we would just, that's all. But like sometimes we're just so burnt out that we're like, oh, we just want to hang out and kick it. And so people will say, oh my God, I haven't seen her in so long. I'm like, no, you guys.
Isn't that peeve you? It peeves me. I'm like,
It does because I'm like, if you
start
guys,
that.
there's so much that people don't see that they really think that like
perception is reality.
Yeah.
But you're like, God damn, the perception's a full-time job.
I'm like, do you want me to
together?
I was like, do you want me to post my like hour and 45-minute FaceTime
call? Screen record it.
They're like,
Screen
yeah,
record it.
We would like
and
a
share
reel.
it.
Yeah.
Out of that.
An hour 45 reel.
We were
Yeah,
like an hour
they would
45
love that.
reel. of
It was
that.
like, it really like was annoying because I didn't want people like that were your friends getting shit on their post. Being
they were
like,
getting
why
They
isn't
were
Manny
like,
there?
Yeah, they would be like, you're not her friend, Manny is. I'd be like,
I was like, you guys, you're taking it way too far. Like,
They
it's
used
literally
to do
a
that.
joke.
They used to do
It's a
that.
joke.
It was, yeah.
Manny
it's not
had to
that
literally
serious.
go comment and be like, hey, like,
It's cool.
they're her friend too.
Right. Or like when I put, because like Katie and I both have our childhood friends, like college friend, people that we grew up with friends, you know, and those like she has her friend time with them, and I have my friends that I grew up with since I was like 12.
I see you post them.
Yeah, and so when I post them on, and they're my best friends too, you know,
Yeah.
like. I can have 3. It's
Yeah,
just
it's a
like
different kind of
different,
friendship.
you know, different friendships. And so I'll post my best friends and they're like, Katie's going to see this and she's not going to be happy. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
The
They'll
way
like
she
make a
don't
whole
care.
thing. Yeah, the way she doesn't care.
100%. And I'm like, I'm happy.
You know
I'm
the
like,
thing
I
about
want
Katie
that.
though, like she does care sometimes. I know, Katie, I know you care.
Katie,
Katie,
I
know
know
you
you
think
care.
I know sometimes you also are like, you
Honestly,
know.
if he hung out with like a straight woman a lot, I would be like,
see, that's what
There's
it
a little
is.
like,
You're like, I'm your straight woman.
yeah, it's true.
hang out with all the gay men you want.
For
okay?
sure. Like, because that's a different friendship. Like,
Right.
It is.
Like when you have like your lunches and dinners and stuff like that with other girls who are
Yes.
married, like in your vertical, I'm like, absolutely, I can't even give you what they can.
If she started hanging out with another gay guy,
But like
a
one-on-one
lot,
only, I'd
a
be
lot
like, what
more
the
than
fuck?
you.
He would go missing.
I would be literally, that gay would go missing.
The gay would go missing. The
And
gay
it's
would
funny
go
because
missing.
gays try to do that
I
to you.
can imagine.
The gays try it. with
The
her.
gays,
They want to
flock.
steal her like
They
a
do.
fucking fruit fly.
They see what we have and like
And they
they're
want it.
like, ooh, they're like, gays
Damn,
flock
she's
to
a
me.
hot
She's a hot commodity. And the thing is, I'm like,
In
y'all
my
can try
delusional
it.
mind.
And y'all can try it. Go all ahead. I was like, we've been through trauma together. Like,
Yeah.
y'all will never.
It's a trauma
Right.
bond.
Trauma
Be-
bond. You
It's a
cannot
trauma
break a
bond.
You'll
trauma bond.
never be what we
Yep.
are. And
Yep.
I love throwing that in people's faces. Be like, you'll never have it.
Right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I love this. I love this so much.
Sorry.
And you know, because you'll just say, you're like, that's fine, because you'll literally
this.
never have that friendship with her. But have fun hanging out with Jenny.
Right.
Because I'll be
Like
seeing her
today.
tomorrow and the next day.
No, like Katie was like, I had lunch with Laura last week, and I was like, you did?
Oh,
Like,
interesting.
oh, and how was that?
How was it?
What'd you guys
Where was I?
Was that-
was I like
was
busy
that-
or-
She's like, you're like, I'm sorry, was I busy?
Was I in Mexico?
what was I doing exactly?
Yeah, where was I?
You're like, what was the idea there?
right.
I'm the same with her
Who
with
did
that.
that? Who initiated
started
Who
it?
initiated it? Was it
I
you?
go to the lunch. It wasn't me actually. I'm like, Katie, you better tell her right now.
It
You
was
better
Katie.
tell her right
You need
now.
like to add telenovela music to that.
The soap opera. The camera zooms into you.
Right. It's got me
Please.
parched.
We shook her up good.
We shook her up good.
There should be
it's true.
Dr.
I'm the-
Pepper, by the way.
I'm the exact same.
I'm just looking out for you.
Do you
and
like
your
Dr.
deals.
Pepper?
Do you like Dr. Pepper?
No.
That could work. I don't either. I don't either. I don't
know.
either.
I
Get
used
out.
to.
It's been lovely. It's been so
Get
nice.
out. Get out. I'm just
If
kidding.
it was sponsored by Dr. Pepper.
She said,
I love Dr. Pepper personally.
No, I am not a doctor. I used to when I was a kid.
You know
but-
what's crazy? They don't even like sponsor people.
That's why
But
it's so
you
cunt when got
probably
it.
like sent out the vibes so much that they were like, somebody please sponsor this.
Honestly,
Their
probably
ears
like,
are on fire,
She's
Laura.
not gonna stop posting until we pay her. It's getting weird.
It's getting strange.
Cut
we
her a
need to
check, she'll go away. Cut her a check and she'll leave.
You know, one of my old goals back in the day, I remember I would tell my agent, I'm like, I want to be sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Okay, thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
that would be
do it. It's iconic.
I do
Only
like a
'cause-
Coke.
Yeah, I like a Coke, but and I like I'm not a Pepsi girl. I'm a Coca-Cola girl.
Yeah.
Right.
But like I used to think that would be so iconic. Like their
It
ads back in the day
literally
used to be
would be.
so good.
Oh, and those are like insane.
It literally would be.
Right.
And even
or
now,
like what if they
it'd be
brought back
cool.
like the Got Milk commercials or like the ads of like Got Milk.
mustache.
Oof, that would also
Do
be
you know what's so
iconic.
funny?
Good.
I actually just did a partnership with Laneige, and they're reformulating one of their products that I really love. So that's what they wanted to work with me for on the cream toner. And the photos that we took for it were like Got Milk. Like the toner was all over my face here, and it was like photos me holding it, like kind of like sexy photos, but with the Got Milk
cute.
stash.
That's really cute.
But with the toner to be like, oh, like this is
That
a new
was
toner.
such a. The Got Milk was very
It was iconic.
iconic.
Do you guys remember like Ashley Olsen and Mary Kate and Ashley, and they had like the banana t-shirts on?
Yep.
I remember that. I was a
biggest
huge
celebrities did Got Milk.
Yeah, and that was cool.
Because that's iconic.
We used to walk around saying Got Milk.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
People watching this be like, what the fuck is Got Milk? Imagine like the The Gen Zers watching, they're like, huh?
The 3 Gen Zers watching. But okay.
I love that.
Okay,
Desi,
are you gonna ask me any questions?
What were we saying? How did we get here?
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you one question on this podcast. This is what we do. We trail. We trail. It's really bad. We can never have you and Katie on together.
If you had us on together, it would be like
one word.
We would have to actually have
dinner. 4 hours later,
for that one.
We would need headphones.
Yeah.
Okay, so how's mom life? We've kind of tapped into this.
We tapped in.
Oh yeah, we tapped in. Listen, mom life for me is like, it's all the emotions.
Yeah.
It's like, it's never just going to be one thing. It's like, it's crazy. It's beautiful. It's like amazing. My inner child is living, but it's also difficult. And sometimes it's like heartbreaking and just all the things all mixed up.
Because you feel what they feel.
Yeah. And like the other day, actually, I had to have my first moment where there was a kid that didn't want to play with Ocean, and it broke my heart into a million pieces. And it was like day one, we were in Mexico and we were in the pool, and there was this little girl, and the first day he tries to play with her and she's like completely uninterested, but she wants to play with Harley, and she's like 3 but she's like all into Harley, and that's really hard for him because she's, you know, the new baby and stuff. And so I could see his like attitude, just it got really inside of himself, and he's never really been like that. And then the next day we had got him the Spider-Man action figure, and he was so excited. He comes down to the pool and he's like, I'm going to show this girl my Spider-Man action figure, and she's going to think this is the coolest thing ever. And he's like, look, my Spider-Man. And she goes, I don't like Spider-Man.
Oh, shit.
And you know that broke his heart.
At that age? Good Lord.
You guys, when I
And there's nothing you could do.
When I tell you, my heart shattered, and I was like, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that.
To see the rejection.
And then later I had to have a conversation with him about like, you know, baby, not everyone is going to be as nice or as interested, and that's okay. Like, it has nothing to do with you. And like, it was a whole conversation, and it just hurt me so bad. At 2.5.
I'm like, you're having that at 2.5? I thought those were like not till you're like 5.
No. And I wasn't ready. Like, it was my first of that moment. So yeah, that's like the moments that are so tragic and like painful. And
did it make you want to cry?
And I wanted to cry. I was like, oh my God. And he's also kind of a bully sometimes too. So there's that. Not to other kids. Like, he's the sweetest, but sometimes to me, he'll be like, I want hot leche. And I'm like, oh my God. So like,
he's going to hit me.
So we like, so you like give him hot milk, and he's like, no, I want cold leche. And I'm like,
put ice in it.
Steven and I look at each other and we're like, what the hell is going on? And we give him hot milk, and it's like, no. Oh my gosh. So it's like, he's really going through a new stage right now that we're trying to kind of get into. But other than that, like, sometimes he says things every day.
He's in the twos.
He says things.
Isn't it terrible twos a thing?
They start to like really understand things, but they can't express them as well because they don't have that like development yet.
Yeah.
So it starts to get frustrating for them. But yeah, people told me this would happen, and it's here. It has arrived.
It's here. Do you think are Harley and him such different people, or do they similar personality?
They're both really like smiley, happy babies.
Okay.
So far, I can tell though that she's not going to put up with a lot. Like, I can see that she's going to be kind of a firecracker. I can already see her personality, but she's very sweet and like. But I can tell.
Having an older brother will always toughen her up too, which is always good for you.
So right.
I had an older brother too. He didn't toughen me up, and my sister beat the living shit out of me every day. And baby, I was swinging, honey.
Right.
I fought every fight. I got my ass beat, but I fought every fight.
The fights like you have with siblings are unmatched. Like, even when people see the Kardashians, like, oh my God, I can't believe they fight like that. I'm like, wait, you guys don't? Like,
that
I've never hit my brothers like that though.
Really?
I've never hit my brothers like that. Like,
I've
never fought with them like that.
Oh my gosh.
I was always way bigger than them though. Way bigger than them.
I was the smallest.
What's the age gap?
4 years, Nick, and then 8 years, Aaron. So I was
too big. I would never want to like hit them. No, my brother didn't have that problem. My siblings, we threw down. Not all of us, like, but there was certain fights that were to be had.
We were all very violent children.
One time, like, my brother threw a lotion bottle at me, and it hit my shin and like split it wide open.
No.
And I was like my mom could not leave it. Yeah, my mom could just not. I feel so bad that we put her through that, but like, we would fight.
Oh, we threw down all of us.
I know you and your sister for sure, like actual physically.
We would tear the house apart. Okay.
Yeah.
I would get my ass kicked though. Okay.
For sure, because she was way bigger than you.
And I was just like a smaller kid. Like, I was a smaller kid.
You know what's funny? Like, you know, like the whole like saying of like an older brother will tough you up.
Yeah.
I feel like I softened mine because I'm the oldest.
You probably did. Manny, you didn't do your job.
anything,
you
I
should have
actually
beat the
softened
hell
them
out of them. I'm just kidding.
I softened
like-
my brothers up too.
I definitely softened them up.
They're soft.
For
They're
sure.
tough. They're tough, but they also are like, I guess I wouldn't say they're soft, but they're really, really in tune with feminine energy.
Oh,
Which is
I like
amazing.
that.
And with like women.
Wow,
They know
that's
everything.
great.
I just made them the
Amazing.
best husbands probably ever. So
You're welcome.
Every brother should have a sister
Yeah.
As
because of
they
that.
should.
Like they should be attached,
I'm gonna
or at least
fix
like
my
a gay.
Yeah.
Because I
At
feel like my
least a
brothers
gay.
are like that too. They're very in touch with them. They're very cool and like swaggy and like whatever. But I feel like I definitely got them to be more understanding of like
Right.
other walks of life because they didn't
Yeah.
know like any gays before me.
I think
know?
every family should experience a little gay. It's good
A little
for you.
gay, a little
Shakes
little
things up.
feminine,
It's
a little,
good for
a little
you.
estrogen.
Shake things up. It shakes things up
Yeah.
a bit. I love it.
Throw spice in there.
It's a spice, family spice. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Desi Skin, you just came out with a new product. Let's talk about it for a minute. I want to know about this.
Oh my God.
I wanna put it
So
on.
we came out with Bebe
I'm not
Bomb.
pregnant, but I need it.
That's why I'm like, I
I'ma
can't
use
get
it.
pregnant.
You know what? You don't need to be pregnant to use it. If
Period.
you are like, like feeling a little ashy,
Me.
dry skin,
Mood.
then it's the best product.
What's it
but
like?
It was really nice because it's a balm, and when you
Okay.
look at it, it's pretty solid. But when you break it up into your hands, it breaks up into like this really easy to
oily-
smooth oil. So it's really
I
nice.
like liquid body oils. I don't
See?
even barely use moisturizer. I use oil.
That's
everywhere.
what it's like. So it's like an oil. Essentially, it'll break up into an oil when you rub it in your hands, and it's incredible. And I developed it while I was pregnant with Harley.
Wow.
And I actually knew that I was going to, I obviously knew that I was going to get pregnant. I wanted to have, my second baby. So we started development. And then what was great is that through my pregnancy, it was so different than my first. So I was kind of tailoring the formula to my pregnancy this time. Things that I didn't experience a lot of the stuff that I did the first time.
Interesting.
So with this pregnancy, I had extreme nausea.
Oh
God.
shit.
Yeah, I was like I told Steven, I looked at him sometimes and I was like, I feel like I'm car sick for 3 months straight. So
That'll take me out right there. That'll take me out right then and there.
No, there's a lot of things that will take you out.
Already
but
taking me
you
out.
can do it, but it'll take you out for a little bit. And so I did research and found that like tangerine was a natural way to kind of calm
Help with
nausea.
nausea.
So we added tangerine butter
Oh
into
my
the formula
God.
in a very light scent, because also pregnant women, you don't want a lot of scent, but like it helps with the nausea. So
Wow.
we did that. And then I experienced like extreme itchiness, which I never had before. When my first pregnancy, as much as I did this time, I was like, I couldn't sleep. So we added things for itchiness. We added a lot of more aloe, and we upped the aloe to like to make sure that like it felt better for me. So it was really cool to just through my pregnancy, curate it and see what was needed that I didn't experience the first time.
It's nice an actual pregnant person created a product for pregnant people.
Yeah, and I still used it after even, and so like to help my skin stretch back. So some people get stretch marks on the way back too.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot
that
of
is
people
another trauma.
said
right there.
have said they didn't. So yeah. It was
It's
really
good for
nice.
stretch marks?
I'm not, no. So
You're
here,
not
I never want to
claiming.
make claims that like this product will take away stretch
Erase the
marks.
stretch mark.
Totally.
Because that's
It
not
helps
something that
nurture your skin.
it's
though.
basically like it'll help lessen the severity of stretch marks, because if you think about it, like your skin you need that elasticity because you're going to be stretching. And if you're really dry and you're scratching causes breakage to the skin, and it causes more scarring, and it can cause more stretch marks.
Wow.
So this helps really do all the things that'll help prevent or lessen, but it's definitely not like something that's going to fade stretch marks or anything like that. And I never want to claim that with like the product, because
you have
that's
to be careful too.
yeah, because a lot of stretch marks are also very much genetic. So if your mom has them, it's very likely that like you will also experience them, but you can help and do whatever you can to make them less,
Yeah.
severe. So yeah,
That's really awesome.
I have stretch marks on my ass cheeks.
I have stretch
That's
marks
'cause
on
you
my
had a big
ass
old
cheek.
booty.
No, dude, but the gag is, I actually got it in high school and I lost a ton of weight. So when I had gotten super sick.
Like when your skin expand, or even in the like
That's
coming
so
down,
interesting.
and a lot of people don't realize that like even after and you're healing postpartum after you have the baby, it's good to continue the massaging, and massaging into your stomach also really helps. Like don't just like put it on and massage, make it like your you time. But yeah, it helps them. So
Wow.
I love that.
and I love
That's
it.
so
I'm
cool.
so like we even put my pregnant belly outline on the packaging, which is super
How
cute.
cute!
I love that little detail. It's so
So
special.
special.
Yeah, so that's our new product.
Well, I
love
can't
that.
wait to try
And you
it.
can get it at DesiSkin.com.
That's
Period.
right. And skin is not the only thing you have. You have Desi
I
sunglasses
have
as
Desi.
well.
Yeah, I have Desi eyewear too, which is so much fun. I love.
We saw you just posted Sierra had them on in her music.
That's so cool.
You guys, Sierra was wearing them in her music video.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Honestly, anytime you see someone wearing them, like Demi Lovato was wearing them the other day, or like
love.
It's just really exciting to see that, you know, people are
like
loving
your work,
them.
like it doesn't go in vain. Like when I love
when
that.
you see it in person, like, have you ever seen anybody wearing like something that you created, like your shirts or like, your clothing, and when you see it in the wild, it's the best feeling.
It feels
in
unreal.
The world. And sometimes they don't even know like who you are, and that's the even better feeling when they don't know that you are the person behind it, because then it means that your brand has expanded past you, and that is like the ultimate goal. Like, I want it to go past just me. I want people to like them because
it's a brand out there that they actually
like. I want someone to pick them up and be like, "Damn, these are dope." Yeah.
I remember one time Patrick Taw had taken a bunch of my makeup from Los Angeles, and he did Megan Fox for red carpet and all my makeup. I was like, no one even fucking knows right now, but like that is so fucking cool that she's so dope. In Los Angeles.
Compliment when another artist, like, also especially
right,
loves
and
your
you
stuff.
know Patrick Taw ain't using nothing that's trash. You know what I mean? So. Very exciting. And then you had
Lizzo was literally just wearing my lip oil on like a TikTok. She was applying it. And I'm like,
and then for her to like call it out.
Yes, she's like, love this lip oil, and then like she has no idea like who I am, Lunar Beauty, none of it. It's because her artist used it, gave it to her, and she loves it.
They do that. Yeah,
and I'm like, oh my god, like that means like that's a testament to like what we created.
Right.
Like they liked it so much that they posted because they liked it, not just because it's attached to us.
Such a good feeling. It's the
best. And that's also why I created like when coming out with Lunar Beauty and like calling it Lunar Beauty, because I was like, I don't really want it to be attached to me as much. I wanted to see like how far it can get on its own. Yeah. Because I was just like curious. I was like, if I don't attach myself to it and it has its own brand identity, could it do good?
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I wanted to happen.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, me too.
Sure. Yeah. No. Right. Absolutely. No, you guys both look like this.
I'm like, yeah, I had the exact same idea.
You know, sometimes I wish I changed the spelling because I still really wanted it, but then also like not be technically
so much
my name.
It's not your exact name.
Exactly.
I just feel like
then now sometimes I find it hard to talk about my brand because it is my name and I don't like to talk about myself.
Okay.
So then my team will be like, hey, Desi, like you need to just, and I'm like, oh my God, I get so weird about posting or talking about myself or saying my name. It's like, it makes me feel uncomfortable. And then I'm like, that's the only thing that I think
off about it.
Exact same way. Because it's almost like you're hyping yourself up too much.
Yeah. I would rather it be like, oh, she owns that?
Yeah. No questions asked there for me either.
No, yeah. So talking about myself, it makes me uncomfortable. So I was like, damn, that's the only thing that I've noticed.
It's like you in third person. Like you're talking about you in third person.
Exactly.
Because it went from Key to Desi.
Yeah.
How was that transition?
Oh, great.
Was it like good? Like, did you enjoy like, I feel like that was like, did that where it start? Like the passion for creating sunglasses.
Yeah.
Did that go into Desi? Like, and you're like, oh shit, I really love doing this.
I do. I love doing it. And like, I always designed and I still, like I'm constantly designing. Even I don't have a fashion line, but I still design fashion stuff on my free time. When
you throw like shows, like you making clothes or you drawing on your stories, I'm like, what can she do? I literally it was spook me. And I was literally watching, I'm like, how did you draw that? That was so fucking cool. I can't draw. So to me, like that's so impressive that like you can do so many things. I
think like art and it's just
art.
So it kind of lets you do a lot of things, you know, but I love sketching and designing and doing all that. So I think what that collaboration taught me was it made me find the passion for designing sunglasses. And then I was like, I want to do this for the rest of my life, you know?
That's amazing.
I was like, essentially like, I want to do it on my own because I want to build something for myself.
Of course.
And I didn't want to just like do, you know, a couple things here. I was like, I want to do this big time. So
like the whole thing.
So it was great.
I also feel like when like that happens, like when you're doing collaborations, you're essentially feeding into the brand and what they want and what they do. And like, you're just like the collaborator, like you're literally just making them money. In my mind, like that's like how I feel. I'm like, all the collabs I've done is what brought me to my passion to create Lunar Beauty. Right. But I'm like, damn, I'm earning like this small ass percentage and I'm putting in so much work that I'm like, why can't I just do this on my own?
Right. And I think like there comes a time where it's not a collaboration anymore. You know, I feel like at this point I was supposed to have like, I think 4 sunglasses for, I don't know, it was like a 3-month period maybe. And like I ended up working with them for 3 years.
I'm like, girl,
and
that's
at that point, I'm like,
you're
yo,
a silent investor.
Equity.
Baby, where's the equity? You're an investor.
So I'm like, wait a minute, like, what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
I said, what's happening? And then it's true, like you said,
it's time to clock out.
Yeah, it's like creatively too. They do have it's like their brand aesthetic. So you can only push the envelope so hard with like something that's not, you know, what
your
you
vision.
want. Yeah, your vision. So I think that's what led me into it, and it was good because I got to like learn and discover that passion, and so it was nice. And even like with makeup collaborations I've done, it's been good because I don't think I'll do makeup. Yeah. Like as of right now, it's not something that I think I'll do, but I think that it's great that I've had the collaborations so that I know the process
and the experience,
and you had the experience, and I'm sure that's what led you to like do
100%.
That's what's so important about doing is like that's how you figure out what you want to do, and you've done more than just sunglasses, like you said, makeup, and you kind of figure out like what your real passion is and where you want to go and what you want to do. That's why I tell my niece all the time, I'm like, just do anything and everything,
do it all,
do, and
if an
then
experience comes,
there's gonna be a ton of no's, there's gonna be a ton of yeses, but can kind of guide you on a pathway that will take you have no idea where, you know.
Exactly. And the no's are always exciting.
They are very exciting. No's are
all
just
the no's
important.
in my life have been so good because like at the time I was like, damn, but then you just don't see like what's gonna happen.
No's are so important in life. Failures are so important. No's are so important. They just re-guide you, if you will.
100%.
They answer questions for you that need to be answered.
Right.
So
like you didn't realize you were asking. That happened to me all the time. Like even like becoming a content creator, like I had been told no to become permanent at Mac, and if I didn't get told no, I might have just continued there. And I would never been able to do what I did in here.
I got told no to get hired at Mac.
I was too scared to apply for Mac because the girls were horrible there.
No, they were, because when I applied, I was like getting looks up and down, and I thought like I looked up to them. I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be amazing. And I was like, I had an Instagram following, but it wasn't super big yet. But they looked at me and they're like, we don't hire people who have Instagram.
Because back then you couldn't.
They like
hated. They were anti.
They were anti.
See where that got them today.
Yeah,
how hard that get you
they
today.
Were anti-Instagram, and so I did not get the job, and I was like so devastated. And that just wasn't my path.
There were a few girls I liked in Mac for sure. Like there were a few good ones, but then most people were so just like, what are you doing here? What do you need? What do you want? Very that.
Yeah, I felt very like
I was like
cheerleader squad, like in an ideal high school movie or something. Like where you weren't allowed in, and it's like
I'm like, why would I even want? Because you have to remember, Mac was like the thing whenever
it was the end all be all.
It was the end all be all.
It was
the end all be all.
You were cool if you worked at Mac.
Yep.
When I was a freelancer, and I remember like at the time I had gotten followers like on Instagram and YouTube had just started, and like not that I was getting clowned, but people would definitely bring it up to me, or the people were like, hey, can you post that we're doing this sale on your Instagram? I'm like, suddenly it's like becoming like, suddenly it's like, oh, why don't you use that as like a resource for me?
Wow.
Yeah.
And like, why? Like that's for me. I'm not working
and they probably
here because
bullied
of
you
that.
into it. They're probably like,
for sure. They're like, hey, do you want to post on your
like if you don't, you're frowned upon, and you probably just felt like, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I felt pressure. I remember I would put like even on to this day, there's photos on my back in the Instagram where like I was wearing the Mac X Simpsons lip gloss, and I did a photo of every single lip gloss on my on my Instagram, like just to show what they would look like on.
Dang.
And I was like, damn,
times have changed
what
a little bit.
Right.
It's crazy. And now they're like,
I think about
social
that.
media.
And then fast forward to like me doing like a huge campaign with Mac.
Insane.
And I was like, look where I'm at right now. I was completely rejected by working as an artist in stores, and now I'm doing a full-blown campaign.
Is that insane?
Crazy.
It's crazy. Like life will take you such crazy places.
It really can. You can never say no. Never say never. Never. I also said never about the Dr. Pepper thing because I was like, well, they don't really sponsor people like that, but like they had done little things with me, like little fun moments. So I was kind of like, that's very fulfilling, and we're good. But now I'm like, never say never, because if you bug someone enough, you don't even have to bug them.
It could happen.
Just like, you know.
Hey, if you and I get like, if I get sponsored by Coca-Cola after this, and you get another big, you know,
we're retiring. We're retiring. That's it. And we're done. We did it all.
I always put it out there. I want to get my brand acquired like one day.
Yeah.
Like, I keep saying because I want that to happen.
That's great.
That would also be a great.
Like I would love that
dream.
if Lunar Beauty could one day be acquired by like a huge brand like L'Oreal, Estee Lauder vibes. I'm like, that would be a dream come true. Like that would be so fucking cool.
Goals.
That's goals.
Literally.
Like
goals.
and it's in my head I'm like, it's gonna happen. So like I just have to keep saying it's gonna happen, and I feel like I've always manifested things in my life. Like without knowing I have. I've thought about something enough, it's happened.
Right. Because you work at it enough.
Yeah.
I'm a witch.
Work at it, think about it, make it your life. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Okay, talking about brands experiences. Let's get into it. I know you got some drama up in there somewhere. If you dig deep.
You know what's so funny is that I have the worst memory, and anyone can attest to this. Like you could tell me your worst life story and it could be so wild, and I will literally forget it tomorrow.
I also have the memory of a pee.
I'm the best person to tell anything to because I'll forget. Like I even forget my own
Well, I also started
Drama.
the episode forgetting your child's name, so that kind of takes the cake. I'm like, what's your baby's name?
And
Welcome to our podcast.
You said Posey. I was like, maybe my baby's name is Posey.
You're like, I think it is
like,
Posey.
oh shit. Oh yes, it's not Posey.
Let me okay, so I have one story.
Here we go.
One time we went on I wish I could for sure remember the brand, but I can't. So
Even if you can't, you don't have to say it.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember the brand.
You don't have to say it.
I like have a thought, but I'm like not sure. Anyways, we were on this brand trip and they have the brand people and the girl was supposed to take us out to this club night. It was supposed to be like bottle service. I don't even know if you guys were there or not. See, that's how bad my memory is. But we were all out and they had the full setup, bottle service, all the influencers. And then when it came time to pay the bill, the girl the girl forgot to bring the company credit card. She had absolutely no money. And to us, we were all drunk. It was not a big deal.
Yeah.
It was like, for us, it was not a big deal at all.
Y'all totally understood.
But like, then one of the managers of like the influencers on the trip who was partying with us, he was like, don't worry, I'll put it on my card. Like, you can just pay me back. And she's like, oh my God, thank you. And it was totally cool. No big deal. Like, and nobody was stressed.
And no one was freaking out.
Until the brand found out, because obviously she had to tell them like
we had to pay him
for the reimbursement. So the next morning, we're all like going down to the lobby to head out because we're leaving back home. And we see her like in the lobby crying.
No.
Like she was just like full, like she was like a sad little puppy. And we were like, what happened? She's like, I got fired.
You're lying.
Yeah. And we felt
fired her over that?
Done. She was like, and
on the spot.
And we were like on an international trip. And so she was like on the next flight out.
I'm a little shook.
God.
Yeah.
You got me gooped and gagged. You've never told us this one.
Oh,
That's horrific.
And
not even an influencer paid, a manager did.
And nobody was like
mad about it.
Nobody was mad about it. It was like totally fine, but for like a huge corporate company that this was, that I think they were, corporate people. That's like
they're very
another level, like you.
And who knows what else? Like maybe she had been like, you know what I mean?
True. That
maybe it was like that's the last straw. Like I don't know the behind the scenes.
I can't imagine.
But
a brand
I think we tried to like
for just that.
Because I think we all tried to like tell them like, oh my God, it wasn't a big deal at all. Like no, it was. Like we were all just sitting there and she was crying. We were like.
Also, like her crying right then and there, I would like freak the fuck out.
I know.
Like, oh my God. Like,
I know.
It was
this brand's so mean to their employees. Like, I would go like crazy.
No, we felt bad. Like, I don't know. We felt guilty by like
association.
But anyways, that was like something.
Could they wait till the plane landed?
No, she was literally on the next flight out. She was like, bye.
Couldn't wait till the trip was done.
Like,
you're like, okay, you know what? You're gonna have these next 2 days here because the brand trip wasn't long. You have the next 2 days here, and then you're fired when we get back.
Yeah.
No, they said you gotta go, babes. Right now. Wrap it up.
Yeah, and she was like, yeah, I'm leaving now. And I was like, oh my God.
My God. No wonder PR people are so crazy sometimes. Yeah. They're scared for their life. They're stressed for their life. Wow, that is interesting.
I would feel so bad. Like, that would just like really haunt me.
Yeah, that would haunt me too.
Because
I think about it.
It's not like it's anyone's fault. It's just like, damn, she forgot the card, but then to be fired for it.
And poor thing, like intense. She was like to us, like she was like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like it was. I felt really bad.
You're like, damn, girl, I wish there was something I could do.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm throwing a good word for you somewhere.
Seriously.
Right. No, we did. We tried. We tried to say like, oh my God, you guys, it wasn't a big deal at all. Like, blah, blah, blah. And it just,
it got kind of awkward. They were like,
oh my God.
They're like, too bad, darn.
Wow, that's really crazy.
That's crazy. I feel like that's definitely not one that we've gotten
that's
here.
one I remembered, so that's good.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
You hit us with a good one. Okay, next question. So there's like a new wave of influencers that's come up through TikTok. Yes. What do you think about it? Like,
the beauty ones.
I love that there's like a new wave of influencers.
I'm like, yay, new people for me to follow. I already know all these old bitches.
I know every bitch here.
I like when things get shaken up a little bit because I feel like... I know I need to get re-inspired, and sometimes you just need new people to do that for you. Like you guys had Monet on here, and like I told her, I was like, dude, it's been a while since someone has really just like inspired me, and she like so inspires me with her content and her hustle and like just the little creative edits that she does, and that's something that I had a passion for that I feel like I've kind of lost along the way. It's like, well, I wouldn't say lost, but I would say I put all of it into my brands where it's like in my 100%. Personal brand, I feel like I've lost it. I used to do like creative edits and all this stuff. And then I see her and I'm like, I want to do that again. Like I miss that part. I miss creating for myself. And like, I need to try to find time to do that. And so it's nice. So I like seeing new people. I do feel like, I know I've heard you say before that you feel like the connection is just not as there. And I do feel that too.
Yeah.
So
but it depends on the people too. Like I feel
depends.
like for example with Monet, like I have felt this like innate connection with her from her TikToks.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that I felt that because I don't really feel that with a lot of other TikTok creators. Like I'm like, damn, I do feel like I know you because her authenticity just jumps out.
Yeah, and I also feel like she shakes things up. Like she's not always doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like there's some people where like I love them at first and then I kind of get like tired and I'm just like, ugh. And I'm sure people feel that way about me too. Listen.
Sure, for sure.
I mean, I'm just saying like I like the more
variety.
New people. I like variety. I like seeing new people. I love seeing all this new talent. I think, damn, there's some talented ass people. Like there's some people doing some special effects makeup that I'm like,
oh my God.
Listen, I thought my melting skull was so sick back in the day, but if you
that was sick.
If you put it up against some of these artists now,
it's insane.
like I'm blown away. So
there's this girl on TikTok. She does her whole TikTok is like stop motion.
Oh. She
stop
shakes
motion
me.
girl.
I literally just
is it the one that like every makeup thing is this, that one?
Every like she's like a drink and it like pours onto her.
I'm so tired. Oh, I've seen that.
What?
They make me tired.
Me too. I got tired. I was like, I know how much work that took, and so like,
and it ain't ever gonna happen, baby.
It's not gonna be for me, but
I'll applaud you.
But I'm a watch.
But you know, I love that. I think it's cool to have all these new creators. Everybody just.
I feel too like reinvigorated with it. I'm like, wow. And I mean, there's a handful. There's a few that's like redundant, and there's a few where I'm like, I can't even play. And I was a shithead myself, and we were too. We were in drama, but I'm like, a few I could like skip on, and a few that I'm just like, yes, bitch, give it to me. Of course, Monet is one of them. Yeah, we just eat her up. She's also like a little bit older. A lot of the girls are so young coming up, so it's like different. Whereas Monet, I feel like she was already on YouTube.
I think she kind of hits a lot more than just like the Gen Z demographic.
She does. 100%. She checks a lot of boxes. But she was a YouTuber first. She actually...
Maybe that's why she gives us that vibe.
I think that's what it is.
Because when we got on the pod, I'm like,
you can connect.
You're too good.
Yeah,
you're like a YouTuber.
Yeah.
The edits and all. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And then she was like, well, I was already on YouTube. I'm like, that's where it came from.
And then she blew up from TikTok, but she already was on YouTube.
And she's still on YouTube, which I appreciate. You know, I think she's amazing.
I love her. I found like one day I was scrolling and I saw this video of her wearing literally all Desi sunglasses and she was on a boat or like a yacht or something. And I showed it to Steven. I was like, look at this girl. Like she's amazing. Like I could just tell right then. I was like, dude, she has it.
It factor.
She had an it factor.
She's
an it girl.
And this was like, she wasn't big yet. It was before her big blow up I'm pretty. And then I was like, she is so incredible. And I think she's the first person that I sent after that video that I was like sending PR that I didn't really know or maybe didn't have the biggest following at the time. But I just knew that like, her content was so good. And I was like, she can have whatever she wants. I was like,
100%.
Yeah, I love her. So
I feel like the internet made the right person famous.
Yeah.
You know, with her.
They did the right. They do be fucking up
sometimes.
And then they wonder, and then the person falls down and you're like, yeah, I saw that coming.
We knew that was going to happen.
But we got the right one this time, guys.
No,
we did it, guys. We got made the right person famous.
You guys can stay.
Woo!
She's great. I really genuinely like her. And she just gives off such genuine energy.
Oh, definitely. The person you see on camera when the cameras go off
is the person you see when you're in person.
Same girl.
Yeah.
And just so appreciative. I also like I really fuck with people who appreciate things that are in their life that are really grounded and down to earth. And I love that so much. And I think
like she doesn't even know, like it seems like she doesn't even know what's hitting her right now.
Literally.
Like
she's kind of
no
idea how famous she is.
She's kind of like, whoa.
She has no idea how famous she is.
It happened quick though. Like, I think a lot of the TikTok kids, especially,
scary though. I feel like TikTok world is scary because people go up really quick and they can go down really quick.
Fast.
Like,
dude,
honestly, the whole Hailey Bieber thing has me shook. And I don't even want to get into that whole whole feud thing, but like just the fact that the internet was gagging over her like every move 2 seconds ago, and now everyone is like,
F her.
It's like
we were doing regardless of Hailey was doing,
right? Like regardless of who did what, just like let's just say that's how quick they
can flip on
can shift, and that's scary.
I know.
It's very scary.
Very scary.
Because it's people perception. It's all about the perception.
As soon as they hype them up, they'll drag them down just as quick, and especially on TikTok.
And TikTok, like
that's
YouTube,
the one that makes it happen.
It took a lot more.
Yeah. YouTube, it was like things didn't travel as fast, so it was like harder to do that with, and it was just like more of a steady platform. Whereas TikTok, it's like 1 minute you'll be famous, and in 2 years it's like where.
But TikTok is like an army, whereas like YouTube is like the gossip channels, and that was then it was it. Like other people weren't making videos on it.
Yeah. Oh my god. But on TikTok, it's like
everyone's putting in their 2 cents, so it's like so
and
heavy.
And then that gets served to your For You page because you watch it.
The idea.
So that's how it gets shared so much. It's insane.
I'm like, kind of the internet can be like
tumultuous.
Yeah.
What do you think
That
about?
word.
Would you freak out if TikTok got taken away?
Deleted?
And
I
deleted?
would. Yeah. I really love TikTok.
I would be very upset.
I am such a, like, I learn all my things on TikTok. Like, listen, this hair looks like I had a blowout because of that one girl that did that sock. Yep. Mm-hmm. I
tried it. Did you do it?
This has been my hair every time. I've done it. I have not, like, I've been doing it.
I only mastered it once.
I tried it in Mexico and I've been like, every time. It's so great.
Okay, I'm gonna get back in. I did it once and I was like, okay, this was fabulous, but I just have to remember to do it because you have to leave it up for hours.
Oh, I do it before I go to sleep.
So you sleep in it?
Yeah.
I'm nervous I'm not gonna get the
here,
good sleep.
No, because it's right here, I don't feel it.
Okay.
Like, you don't put it, want to put it
you
back
put it
here.
all
You
the way
put
up
it, like,
top.
yeah.
Do you do one or two?
Two. Like how she
you
does.
do your whole head.
I just do one.
And then two. Okay.
And then I put my silk bonnet and Steven tells me how sexy I look. And then I go to sleep.
I had to tie mine up too. I put like a silk scarf around it to tie it up real tight to keep it all silky and up there from getting frizzy. But
I love it. And I learn everything. I learn like all my, like how to cook for the kids. Like I get all my parenting advice. Like I learned so much there.
Yeah.
I've learned more there than I ever did in school.
Oh
Bitch,
my God.
Taxes,
literally.
all the things that people, and that's why I think everyone's scared about for it and they want to ban it because we are just like learning too much.
Yeah.
That's my conspiracy. Is I fully
We're very
believe that
smart now.
that
We
people are
are.
getting so
My
smart.
sources, I always say like, listen, my sources, aka TikTok.
Yeah, literally.
I read an article once, TikTok.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's
It's insane. Like I feel like I would be truly devastated if it like went away.
I'm scared
'Cause
that
I
it
love
will
it.
because the United States doesn't want a foreign media.
Yeah.
And TikTok is foreign media.
But the gag is that it's literally like TikTok is the app that like the people go to, like for
150,
things, and it's
half
turned
of
into
America.
half America, and it's like
because
it's turned
it's
into a search
uncensored.
engine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But in
So that-
China, it's censored for their people.
Yeah.
It's not loosey-goosey. Like here, we get to watch whatever's on your algorithm.
Yeah.
There, they don't let their children do that.
No. And I heard that also that they promote
Smart people.
here,
Like
they
science
promote
and
smart people because they
doctors,
want their kids to be smart, whereas here they promote dancing so that we're all just like,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So
Well, at the end of the day, capitalism is what America runs off of, and technically, that's mostly what's promoted on TikTok.
exactly.
So,
I'm like, do you know how much people are buying because of TikTok?
I know.
And
They don't
will
realize.
the
They will
economy?
feel that. I mean, they didn't even realize that the reason that you connect to TikTok through the internet is because you have to connect to Wi-Fi. When I
Yeah.
watched the thing and he was like, so you're telling me
I was gagged. I'm like,
that-
really? You
that
don't know
you
that?
Well, I'm embarrassed.
it was really bad. And so I'm like, is that's like the mindset? Then I'm just, maybe they don't really understand
They don't get it.
what it's going to be if you take away TikTok.
Well, they're all
Yeah.
convinced that TikTok is like spying on you. So it's like, you guys,
All
you're
social
taking it
media
too far.
spying on me.
I
you.
know.
That's
Everyone
just
is
what I
spying
said.
on
I'm like,
me.
it's the same
Like-
people that go, I'm not downloading TikTok.
All of
There's
a sudden
me
I
that
get-
have Facebook and Instagram. Like, what do you
Facebook-
think they're doing?
I'm getting so spied on through like, I don't even really go on Facebook, but through Instagram, then like the random time I'll pop into Facebook to see like what my family's doing, I'll get ads for something that like I didn't even look up, but maybe I on an ad on Instagram, maybe I
Yep.
swiped, you know?
Okay, what's the popular sneaker? The Hoka? Hoka.
Yeah.
Hoka?
Yeah.
Hoka, I think it's called. So we were at the beach and I was telling Ty we're walking down the boardwalk and I'm like, look at this shoe. It's so popular. I want to get it. It's so fucking ugly, but I want to get it.
I
'cause
have
think,
it.
Okay, is it worth it?
It's very comfortable.
All right, I'm going to get it. 'cause
And
I need
Thea
a
has them
walker.
too. She rocks them all.
If Tia's got it, Thea.
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 Yeah, me Thea.
If Thea's got it, I'm going to have to go ahead and get it.
Yeah, she's setting trends. So
We're on the beach, we're walking, and I'm like, that person has one on. We were like, damn, more people's wearing this shoes than not. I pull up my Instagram and there's an ad for them.
exactly.
So you tell me who's tracking who
Right.
here.
We're being tracked. All my shit's already on the internet.
Unless you don't have a phone, that's probably the only way you're not being tracked.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
But it's America tracking us, not China.
Yeah.
That's what they.
Yeah.
That's in their mind. They're like, oh,
Yeah,
we're
but
doing
then-
it.
but-
I'm like, oh,
yeah.
tracking is tracking.
Yeah, but then they're selling our data to China anyways too.
Exactly.
So it's like it's all everything. Like I've had this conversation with my brother, and I said everything comes down to money.
Mhm.
There it is.
Wherever the money is,
There it is.
that's what they're fighting for, and
And
that's it. And like
America's-
nobody cares about your like safety. If you think that the safety is the one thing they're caring about, that's definitely not. It has to be money. It's always money. It's always going to be money.
And
So-
China has banned, the American social media over there, but America has put up a huge fuss about that on how that's wrong. But then I'm like, but you guys are doing the same thing.
Well, you want to ban TikTok.
Yeah, you want to do the same thing. So
I
you
was like,
can't
really?
be that mad at I don't know. So there's a lot of back and forth with it. By the end of the day, I think they have to come up with a good enough reason that's not going to make half of America riot. before they can do it.
Yeah.
Agreed.
And I don't think they have hard enough data to do that yet. They can't say we don't want foreign media because that's not going to stand with the people. I'm like, come on.
So my question is, have you saved all your videos already?
Sure haven't.
Sure have not.
Sure.
Everyone on TikTok saying like, if you're a creator, you should be saving your content. And I'm like, okay, but no, I didn't.
I have not done that.
I'm just going to be like, bye.
I know, literally. I'm just going to be like,
I have not done that. I'll just make more.
Without the watermark. Like, save it without the watermark.
See, that's the problem. Like, all mine is saved technically because it saves to your...
But not without the watermark.
Not without the watermark.
But there's,
you have to save
that's
it
too much.
It's a lot of work.
It's too much.
Get out of here. That's insane.
Okay, wait. I have one more question before you leave.
I think you've only asked one question.
I know, literally.
Right?
I got through one question. You guys found out what it's like to be a mom for Desi's eyes, and that's it. I'm just kidding. Okay, so we ask every guest this, so you probably already know what it is. But if you were given $1 billion cash, tax-free, no charity, no family, don't try to give to charity and family. We already know you're going to do that, okay?
I know.
What's your
What
item?
are you buying?
Okay, well, I'm not giving it to family, but this is my dream. And it has to do with my family, but it's not just for my family.
Okay.
So I have this dream, and I will live this dream one day, okay? Putting it out there.
Yep.
I want to get a really big piece of land, beautiful land, and build a compound for like my family, the closest people to me, and I want to have the biggest garden, possibly a little farm. I want to live a very simple life, and I want it to be somewhere beautiful. And like, I just envision, you guys already know how I am, Perkins Produce. Like, I want it, I envision like being like, Ocean, can you go get me some eggs, like from the chickens? And I just want them to be like running around with their cousins and like a little courtyard.
Yep.
And I want to build that, the ultimate compound. That's the first thing I would do.
That's awesome.
It's very Righteous Gemstones.
It's giving Righteous Gemstones.
Have you ever seen that or heard of that?
Righteous, no.
So it's like the show on HBO, but like they have a literal it's not like actually her life.
It's a spoof on rich people. It's like a spoof on rich religious people that own like the big churches. And like they have a compound, but they have like
every house is like a family member.
It's really
in the
cute.
compound.
I'm
And
not
they
gonna
have
lie.
an amusement park.
See, like we're like my family, like family is everything to me, and we're so close, and like I'm the happiest with family. Like
totally.
And so that would be it for me. And I mean, we kind of already have that situation. My mom lives down the street from me, so it's like
so special.
It's great. But then I would also buy a house in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta, like where my family is. I really want to buy a house there. Yeah,
that could happen.
I would love to. I would actually like. Honestly, when we came back from that trip, Ocean looked at me and said, "I think we belong in Mexico."
No way.
Stop.
That's so wild.
You said, bitch, I wish.
He's so in tune, and he's like, we belong in Mexico. And I told him, I said, hey, are you happy that we're back home, or do you miss Mexico? He goes, I miss Mexico. And I'm like, me too.
Oh
like my soul's happy place. So I would definitely buy a house there.
I bought a house in February in Florida, which is on the border of where I'm from in Alabama.
So nice.
So our family would have a meeting, like a place.
That's so wonderful.
Right? Because I don't have a lot of family, but I'm very, very, very close with Tyler's family.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of family. Thank God, because I would literally have crumbs if it wasn't for his family. But my mom and his mom are best friends. So like our families were merged.
That's even
Every
more
single
special.
vacation was a family vacation of both families.
Which is so cool.
Yeah, that's
like
rare. That's so rare.
That's so rare.
So I got really lucky. So my mom never even got to see my beach house, but the rest of our family gets to use it. So that was like kind of a similar goal. You know what I mean? To like get a house or a meeting place for all of us. So.
That's goals.
And the property value isn't great in Alabama. So we said, we're going to do Florida.
Right at the cusp.
Right. Like you still want it to be a good investment.
To get, some property, some equity off the property.
Right.
But it's 2 hours from where I'm from. And we go to that beach my whole life. Like we would rent out houses.
So it's still sentimental to you. It's still something that you're familiar with.
And we know every little nook and cranny in there. No one's even heard of Destin, Florida. You've probably never heard of Destin. See, exactly.
I hadn't either before.
You only know if you live in the South. It's like a little hot spot. Most people go to Miami or Boca Raton or something like that.
My hair could not handle Miami, let me tell you.
Oh my God. My body can't handle Miami.
No, like I don't sweat. So like when it's so hot, I get so frustrated because like I don't have a way to cool myself down. You
don't sweat?
No.
Oh my God.
Like physically?
Like Kim K said she doesn't
It's
sweat.
really terrible because, I mean, there's benefits obviously to not sweating, but it's also really excruciatingly like terrible for me because when you sweat, it's a way of your body to cool itself down. And I do not have that. So like when I get really hot is when it's like, don't mess with me. I'm I get so claustrophobic in my own body. Like I just feel
it's another
like
level of hot down there too.
Yeah.
You know.
It's different. I've gotten hives out there because I was so hot. Like my body couldn't
My body's used to
handle it. And I literally broke out in
there.
hives.
I grew up in that weather. I didn't even know I could have straight hair until I moved to California. My hair said poof. But you know, up there it was just like poof. Like because the humidity and the atmosphere.
But the humidity keeps you young though.
Too.
Oh, sure does.
So good for the skin.
People who live in the humidity, like you're gonna look good.
And if you have oily skin,
we're lizards out here.
Yeah, we're like
dry. Yeah. When people tell me it's humid out here, I'm like, is it?
No, it's not. I came back here and I was like,
come on.
Shriveled
Compared
up.
to Mexico.
People trying to argue the other day in my life.
Shriveled up when I came back.
It does get humid here. I was like, where?
10% humidity.
Where?
I literally, like, the minute I touched down from Mexico, I looked like the things in the like in Ursula's cave.
The poor unfortunate souls.
The poor unfortunate souls. I was like,
the moisture. We're in the desert out here. It's a desert, honey.
I like it.
Well, this was such a fabulous episode.
So good. Did we do the pit and peak?
In the beginning.
I don't know if we even got to that.
Memory.
Did we get to it?
We're starting to the
we
top.
Got
All
there.
right, starting from the top. We're too much.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm so honored.
It was so much fun. It was so easy. Like we knew it was gonna be a chill ass episode too.
Very chill. That's why we had you last, so we could spend some time with our girl Desi.
Such a good time.
Yes.
And of course, we'll leave everything linked down below, you guys. Socials, brands,
all of it. TikTok,
links,
everything.
Make sure you put a link for Posey.
Period.
Of course, we can't forget Posey.
Posey's Instagram
Posey's
account.
a little angel.
I love Desi's baby Posey. I'm gonna meet her and be like, "Hey, Posey,
sweetie.
How are you?"
Oh,
unwell.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys.
Thank you guys.
In our next episode.
Bye.
Bye.